What you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Listen up, barbecue lovers. 2 big events are coming to South Carolina's upstate, and both are packing 2 days of festival fun for the 3rd weekend in October. You don't want to miss the 25th annual Squealin' on the Square in Lawrence, South Carolina, Friday, October 17th and Saturday, October 18th. There's going to be live music, local vendors, family fun, and of course, delicious barbecue in this Kansas City Barbecue Society competition. It's all happening in downtown Lawrence for Squealin' on the Square, October 17th and 18th. Get more details at mainstreetlawrence.org. Downtown Abbeville's the site for the Hogs and Hens Festival, a Southern Barbecue Network competition featuring a full slate of craft vendors, live music, a kid zone, and, of course, some of the best barbecue east of the Mississippi. Don't miss Hogs and Hens, October 17th and 18th in downtown Abbeville. Complete festival information at abbevillecitysc.com. Squealin' on the Square in Lawrence and the Hogs and Hens Festival in Abbeville, South Carolina's upstate is smoking October 17th and 18th. If you're keeping count, looking at a calendar and a map, you'll see that Squealin' on the Square and the Hogs and Hens Festival are 2 festivals happening in the same weekend in neighboring South Carolina counties, Abbeville County and Lawrence County, though they're mostly separated by Greenwood County. You add Edgefield and McCormick counties to the mix, and it's the old 96th district in South Carolina's upstate. It's a place with lots of lakes and trails and they say unexpected wonders there near the Georgia border. And today we've invited Kimberly Snyder-Griggs to talk about the Old 96 District and the barbecue festivals coming up October 17th and 18th. Kimberly's marketing director for Old 96 District Tourism. Kimberly, welcome to the Low and Slow Barbecue Show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so first question right out of the gate, we're talking barbecue, and this is a barbecue podcast, but we're not afraid of controversy. So, Kimberly, South Carolina's a bit divided for barbecue sauce. Where do you stand on sauce preferences?
I really like the mustard-based, which is more of the central South Carolina preference, but that's my favorite.
All right, so there's another vote for mustard base. Nothing wrong with that among South Carolinians or North Carolinians or anywhere else. It's all about what you like. So we'll find out more about barbecue in the Old 96 District, as well as other festivals and reasons to visit the 5 counties in the upstate, especially for Squealin' on the Square in Lawrence and Hogs and Hens in Abbeville. Of course, you can learn more about these 2 festivals at our website, lowslowbbqshow.com. You meet the festival organizers, and while you're there, visit the blog. It's full of more information about other festivals, barbecue recipes, reviews, a lot of other stuff. And don't wait to sign up for our newsletter either. You'll get the latest Carolina barbecue news and events in your email inbox on Tuesday mornings. That's lowslowbbqshow.com. We've also got interviews with pitmasters from across the Carolinas, including Garen Kirkman and Christopher Prieto in North Carolina and South Carolina, Robbie Robinson, and Anderson County's Dylan Cook from Fort Grove Barbecue, all at lowslowbbqshow.com. But today we're sliding south and west from Anderson County to Lawrence and Abbeville and the Old 96 District. So, Kimberly, tell us, what is the Old 96 District and what's the Tourism Commission all about?
Great question. So, South Carolina is divided into 11 tourism regions. This was set up in the late 70s by the state legislature as a way to kind of spread out the love from the major cities like Charleston and Myrtle Beach at that time to give some of the rural areas more of that tourism marketing push to show that the whole state was worth visiting and give them all some love. So we've been around since 1981 as the Old 96 District. The name was set by the legislature, so we don't know 100% sure why we got Old 96 District, but for some history, the first Southern land battle of the Revolutionary War was the Battle of 96 in the town of 96, and it's still there. It's a National Historic Site. And then after the Revolution, we become South Carolina, the state. We're broken into some legislative districts. Before we had South Carolina's 3rd legislative district, 4th legislative district. They were given names, and we were in the Old 96 District. That was our legislative district. So now it's a tourism region, but we exist to promote travel and tourism to these 5 counties: Abbeville, Edgefield, Greenwood, Lawrence, and McCormick. And we do that by providing free resources for people who are interested in visiting. We have tons of travel itineraries, guides, where to eat, where to stay, where to golf, everything. And that accomplishes our goal of bringing people in and supporting the local economy through tourism.
Yeah, and a lot of great information at your website. I've been visiting, visit old96sc.com, and I do see the attractions, accommodations. You got a blog. I see barbecue over there. We'll talk about the barbecue in just a couple of minutes. But tell me, maybe what's something that folks might not know about those 5 counties in the Old 96 district?
There's a lot that people don't know. We have 6 state parks. We have 3 large freshwater lakes. People love coming out, driving the back roads, getting into fresh air. It's also a great place to unplug. There's no pay for parking. There's no lines for anything. It's just kind of a simpler way of life. People come out also for kind of the nostalgia. So we've got a drive-in movie theater and old soda fountain shops. We have a working diamond mine and gold mine where you can keep what you find, which is kind of cool. And if you've ever seen Sleeping with the Enemy, that was filmed in Abbeville. Most people don't know that.
Okay. Well, that's something to look out for when we're there for the festival.
Lots of cool things.
Yeah. What do you enjoy most about the district?
The hospitality. People are so nice. It's like an extension of my family at this point. Just everyone is so welcoming. I didn't grow up in this area, but I feel like I'm from here.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about these barbecue festivals coming up October 17th and 18th at Abbeville and Lawrence. How did Old 96 District get involved with promoting these particular events? It seems like it kind of runs along with the goals set out by that legislature when you got created.
Exactly. Anything that brings in visitors, we are all on board to try to help promote that, get the word out to people who might be interested and not know that these attractions or events are happening. So I'm just here to get it in front of as many people as possible, like barbecue lovers like yourself.
Sure.
So we've been promoting all the festivals. These are just 2 of many festivals that we do throughout the year.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about those other festivals. I know Greenwood's Festival of Discovery fits in there, and they're kind of on the barbecue menu as well. What's it all about? That
is a Kansas City certified barbecue competition happening every July. The dates for next year are July 9th through 11th, 2026. So mark your calendars. It is a great time. You've got pitmasters from around the country coming out to compete. It's also a big blues festival. So they're running a barbecue competition alongside blues artists from around the country. And you can there's a kids zone. There's a lot to do. Local artisans, everything. It's a real event and people are coming from everywhere for that.
Yeah, and we spoke with Brad Abercrombie last week about everything going on with Squealing in the Square, and that's going on in Lawrence. And he estimated 15 to 20,000 people coming to Lawrence and Abbeville. You've got thousands more coming for Hogs and Hens, going to be a big event in downtown Abbeville. Can you get a feel for the economic impact that these types of festivals have in those small town communities, and then maybe also the larger 5-county region?
Absolutely huge economic impact. So you have to think about these small businesses too. In small businesses in small towns, locally owned restaurants, locally owned shops and boutiques, locally owned bed and breakfasts, you name it. We've got small local businesses, and bringing that many people in really opens up the options for their business to flourish, not only to make a lot of money that they couldn't make with just a normal weekend, but also to get their name out there with 20,000 people who don't live in the town, right? So you're getting that name out there. Now they're doing business online, and it's just really creating this economic impact that even transcends the festival weekend.
Yeah. Do you get the feel that people are still going into the shops, even though there might be barbecue food and craft vendors out in the streets? Folks are still going to those businesses? Because that sometimes seems like it might be a question.
Absolutely. And I think it helps in this scenario because both Squealing on the Square and Hogs and Hens are taking place on the town squares. So they're not out at the festival grounds. They're in the town squares where all those shops are. So it's really easy to pop in, pop out while enjoying the festival.
Yeah, and plus, once you get an introduction to these places, you can remember them and hopefully come back. Can you get a sense of how many people are return visitors year after year for the festivals?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. We'd have to probably ask Lawrence and Abbeville if they have stats on that. But because they're free festivals, I'm not sure that we capture all of the data.
Sure, understand. And Brad did indicate that they get a lot of return visitors that come there for Squealing on the Square. 25 years of that. So talking about the festival themselves, have you had a chance to attend?
I have, yes. I try to go to all the festivals.
That's great. I'm sure. How could you pass up the chance? Right. But there's 2 on the same weekend, October 17th and 18th. Will you be at both? How will you divide your time?
Oh, that's a great question. So I have company that weekend, so I don't know. I'll try to take them to both. Maybe lunch at one, dinner at the other.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad idea. So if you've been to both, maybe give everybody a little bit of an idea of what they can expect. So, let's start in Abbeville at the Hogs and Hens. Tell us what we might expect there and maybe how it's different from what Squealing on the Square has to offer.
Sure. So like I said, both of these festivals are taking place on the town squares. These are old, historic town squares. They've been there for hundreds of years. You're going to park. There's free public parking kind of on the outside of that square. There's parking lots. There's street park. They'll have tons of parking. So you're going to find parking kind of outside of that town square, maybe a 5-minute walk to get into the town square. There's attractions for the kids. There's so much food. You're gonna just be absolutely. You're gonna struggle to make choice on where you want to eat. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
You probably want to break it up by going into some of these shops. There's boutiques, whether for clothing or household goods, plants, whatever you want. They've got it. But definitely take a stroll around that town square. See the Abbeville Opera House, which was one of South Carolina's original opera houses built along the train route. Okay. Look at the old Belmont Inn, which is also one of the old hotels. They say it's haunted, so look for a ghost. Oh. But yeah, just take in the history, enjoy the quaint town square, all the shops, all the food. And again, my favorite part is the hospitality. So try to meet some people, see what you find. See who you meet, see how you might connect. Everyone knows somebody. And then there's going to be live music, local artisans, vendors, etc. So you're going to have a great time. Lawrence is a really similar situation. You're going to park. There's parking lots on the outside of the town square. So you're going to get you some free parking, cross the street, enter the square, and a whole new set of barbecue vendors, some of the best ice cream I've ever had in my life. You're going to have a great time.
Yeah, that's a great tip.
Just don't shy away from meeting someone and, exchanging stories. That's always the best part for me.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about, Abbeville and Lawrence counties and kind of mentioned Greenwood County as well. Let's not sell the other guys short. There's 2 more there on the list. And if I look at it, it's Edgefield and McCormick. So tell me, what do folks need to know about those counties?
Okay. So here, I'm going to give you just the highlights, but there's so much more. You definitely want to visit our website. So McCormick has more state parks than any other county in South Carolina. There's 3 state parks, including South Carolina's only state resort park. And everybody asks me, what does that mean? It means they have a hotel, they have a restaurant, they have an 18-hole golf course, they've got archery and skeet shooting and canoeing, kayaking, the whole thing. It's like a resort, but it's a state park. You can stay there. Yeah. It's really cool. Absolutely worth checking out. And then Edgefield County is the peach capital of the world. You don't think that. Georgia's going to be mad at me for saying this.
Forget them.
But South Carolina produces the second most peaches in America behind California. California produces the most. They have got the big Dole peach farm in California, but we've got Titan Farms and Big Smile and some huge peach orchards. We're talking 7,000 plus acres and growing. So you can drive through Edgefield and just see peaches for days. You definitely, if you're in the area, definitely want to check out Sarah's Farm Adventure while you're in town, because they have a pumpkin festival going on right now, and with jack-o'-lantern mazes and apple cannons and all of that. So if you're in the area for the barbecue festivals, definitely swing by Edgefield for Sarah's Farm Adventure.
Yeah, it's a great mix of festival of amenities, I want to say, there in all of the counties. Again, it's all at visitold96sc.com. That's the website. But you've got Revolutionary War battles and skirmishes, museums, historic sites, farms, arts and culture, scenic and natural, and of course, barbecue. Can you give us a quick taste of the Revolutionary War piece? Because it's news to me, and I'm sorry for being ignorant.
No, of course. A lot of people didn't know that there's a lot of revolutionary activity in South Carolina. Over 200 battles and skirmishes happened in South Carolina during the American Revolution.
Okay.
The first one was right here in our region, the Battle of 96. And it was in 1775, which means the 250th commemoration of that will be this November at 96 National Historic Site. So that will be really cool, colonial demonstrations and stuff. But we also have, several battles and skirmishes, but there's also near downtown Lawrence, actually, is Battle of Musgrove Mill State Historic Site, where we really started gaining some momentum, the Patriots did, and pushing the Loyalists back towards Charleston. So if you ever heard of the Battle of Kings Mountain, do you know that one?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so it's said that without the Battle of Musgrove Mill, there wouldn't have been a Battle of Kings Mountain.
Okay.
So that's really where we're starting to win as patriots. So lots of history. Both of these places have visitor centers and trails where you can walk the battlefield. So if you're into Revolutionary history, this is a great place to see it.
Yeah, and part of the reason I mentioned that, not just because you brought it up, but when I do visit the website and I scroll down, part of that Revolutionary War battles were fought here. Just scrolling through Abbeville County, which again we know is where the hogs and hens are going to be. There's 4 or 5 sites there, and then you scroll down to Lawrence County, where our Squealing on the Square has been for 25 years. Gosh, there's 6, 7, 8, or 9 of the different historic sites. So a great way to spend a whole weekend in sort of that part of the state of South Carolina. So let's go back to barbecue here, Kimberly.
Yeah, of course.
How would you describe the barbecue of the whole district? Now, I know you like mustard, and I know that things get split up in different ways, but is there a way to describe the whole district there?
That's a great question. I think, in my opinion, there's something for everybody. And I've definitely seen where you kind of get 4 bottles of sauce and you can choose your flavors. So I think no matter your taste, there's going to be something for you. But I will say, I grew up most of my childhood in Mississippi. Okay. And I had never had Carolina barbecue hash until I came to South Carolina. So if you've never had it like me, I know maybe I'm the weird one, but I would try it. Everybody's got a secret recipe. Every little barbecue restaurant in the area has slightly different hash, and I love trying the different recipes everywhere I go. So that's special to me, but there's going to be something no matter what you like.
Yeah, so there you go, Kimberly. We got to know now, where's your favorite hash in the area? Because again, at the website, you got a long list of barbecue restaurants, and I hate for you to call anybody out, but where's the best hash?
Oh, that's a great question. My go-to, I'm going to say they're all good, but my go-to is Fat Daddy's in Greenwood.
Okay. Fat Daddy's in Greenwood is for the hash. And here it is, Fat Daddy's Barbecue and Hash House. So they call it out specifically. Good. That's the place where you're going to need to go get it. So again, it's going to be the Hogs and Hens as well as Squealing on the Square coming up in the upstate, in Lawrence and in Abbeville, October the 17th and 18th, a great weekend there. And Kimberly, you show a lot of passion for your community and the district and what you do. And I understand that's kind of part of the job in marketing, but it's also kind of comes naturally out of you. I want to ask, what keeps your fire burning? Why do you keep doing this job?
I love meeting people just like you and all the people in my region, the people who visit, the journalists and the media that come in to highlight us. Everybody has a special story, and I just love connecting with people from all different walks of life who share that passion and share the interest in my little region of South Carolina. It's really special.
And that, my friends, is the final word from Kimberly Snyder-Griggs, a great one. She's with the Old 96 District Tourism. Kimberly, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And get more details at visitold96sc.com. That's where you get all the information about the Old 96 District of South Carolina. And stay tuned to the Low and Slow Barbecue Show for more details over the next few weeks. We'll keep you up to date at our website, lowslowbbqshow.com, on these two big events coming up October 17th and 18th, as well as the Festival of Discovery in Greenwood coming up next summer. I'm sure we'll have all the details there as well. You'll also find more interviews and blogs at our website, where you can also sign up for a free newsletter to get the latest barbecue news delivered to your email inbox on Tuesday mornings. If you like what you hear listening to the Low and Slow Barbecue Show, please give us a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast stream, share our podcast with your barbecue friends, and be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Thanks again to our guest today, Kimberly Snyder-Griggs for Old 96 District and the Squealing on the Square and Hogs and Hens Festivals. Don't miss the big weekend, October 17th and 18th in Lawrence County and Abbeville County, South Carolina. Thanks to everyone on the team at the Mesh.tv network of podcasts, especially our producer, Andrew Moose. Finally, thank you for listening to the Low and Slow Barbecue Show. I'm Chigger Willard, reminding you that for the best barbecue and the best barbecue podcast, make it low and slow.